My value isn't based on what I do, but who I am. I'll say that again. My value isn't based on what I do, but who I am. Hi, I'm Talonda, and I'm here to spread joy, to help you to build your confidence, self-esteem, have personal growth, whatever you need to have that peaceful, calm, fulfilling life that you've always wanted. I'm here to share my life stories through motivational videos or different pep talks I may give you, sharing my life experience to help you to see how you can have the type of life that you want and deserve. So join me. I want to talk about a really important topic to me because this is something that I had to deal with a lot, especially as a teenager. Um, when I was a teen, I was a person who had very low self-esteem. I always wanted people to like me, um, and I was not comfortable with who I was. I was not accepting of myself. Therefore, I would seek out approval from other people. And oh, sorry about the air conditioner. I forgot to turn that off. Sorry. Other people would challenge me to do certain things to be accepted by them. Makes me think of like sometimes what they do in those fraternities and sororities and things like that. Maybe not all of them, but some of them that have been very negative and not the best when it comes to joining a group. That's why I never joined those because I felt like, why do I have to do all this stuff? Like, you either accept me for who I am or don't. But I'm not knocking those because there are some people who are part of those who love them and they have been great for their life. That's wonderful. For me, it's not really for me because it's like I have to do all these things to feel accepted, and that's not healthy for me, for my mental health. So I don't choose to engage in any type of situations like that anymore. But when I was young, I used to always try to find friends among people who I thought may like me for different things that I do. Even as an adult, I did that. I remember one time I was part of this singing group, like a band, and this one girl, I really liked her, and I felt like, oh, I want to connect with her. She seems really, interesting, and just someone that I felt like she seems cool. She wasn't really interested in being my friend because I kind of was like, yeah, I just want to get to know you, be your friend. She didn't really reciprocate that. I remember it was a church worship band. And I was really kind of hurt by that because I thought, well, what's wrong with me that you don't want to be my friend? I like you. I want to be your friend. I think you're cool or you're a great person. Why can't you like me? That's how insecure I was. That's how low my self-esteem was. And I learned over the years, like, I should not be like that with people. Like if they're not connecting with me or if they're not feeling me, like we always say in the US, if they're not feeling me, then I need to move on. They're not for me because it has to be a mutual thing. It can't be one-sided. You'll never really have a good, healthy friendship if something is one-sided. And I remember growing up, I had teenage friends who I would do so much for. I would do the world for them. And I'll never forget there was this one girl who there was this man who was like a predator. Now, I look back now and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that's what it was. He used to ride by on this bike and always try to get with her. He was some like grown, he was in his 30s and she was like I want to say we were no more than around 15, 16 years old, maybe 17, but I don't think she was even that old, maybe even 14. But we were around that age, that high school age. And the man used to come around lurking around. I mean, he knew I wasn't interested because I would just give him that look like, mm, I know what you're about. But with her, she was so gullible and so like willing to do anything just to have a guy look at her that she would fall for it and she would get mad when I stood up for her. And I would be like, what are you doing? Get away from my friend. You know, she got mad at me and she would always, I noticed, do things like that. So I thought, she doesn't really appreciate my love for her, my loyalty to her as a friend. Why am I doing all this stuff, going out on a limb? And after a while, I did kind of cut ties with her. We crossed paths. It kind of became a negative thing between us. And after a while, it just kind of, it fell off. You know, we moved on. We realized this is not good. The relationship or the friendship was never healthy. She always bullied me and said bad things about me and embarrassed me in front of everyone else. I thought that that's what friendships were. I thought a good friend does that. So I used to look for other people who mistreated me to be my friends to feel like that's what a friendship was until I grew up and I learned, wait a minute, a good friend doesn't treat you that way. Why would someone who loves you and cares about you treat you in a bad way, want to embarrass you, want to put you down? Oh, she did so many things. I remember I would tell her, "Oh, I like this boy. He's kind of cute." She would run and tell them, and I was shy. So if the boy had a negative response, then I would find out. I'm like, "Why would you do that? You want to ridicule me. You want to humiliate me in front of people." And I'm telling you my deepest, darkest secrets. I used to think that that was okay. Mm-mm. It was reflective or indicative of low self-esteem in me. And until I got over that, until I realized that that's not what a good friend does, I would continue that cycle for years. Then suddenly I woke up. I can't remember exactly when or how. There was a turning point in my life where I realized that's not the way people should treat you if they love you and care about you. So I was taught, not even through family, but through friendships, that abuse was what I should expect out of a relationship or a friendship. And that's very, very scary to do. It's dangerous because you go through life looking for those abusive people. And so it was a turning point. I don't remember what, when, where I guess it was just, it got to a point where I started meeting people who really liked me for me and who were genuine. And at first I was taken aback, like, wait, you don't want anything from me? You don't expect me to change or be different to be accepted by you? And that's when I realized, ah, this is real friendship. And so I think that's what happened. And then when I met my husband, he really liked me for me, and I was not really ready for that. And I remember situations where I would feel like, he's not going to accept me. He's going to like somebody else and move on and pick someone else. But he kept staying committed to me. Before we officially became a couple, he would do different things to show me that he really was interested in me and not just something I do or something like that. But it was me. I just could be myself. And I thought, okay, I guess I'll let you in. And here we are, married 20, let's see, 22 years later, still married. So we've been married for 22 years and been together for probably around 25 years. So that was a really prominent relationship in my life that really showed me what true love and friendship and loyalty really meant. So anyway, I don't want to go too long in this video, but I just wanted to share with you something on my heart that I think that will really help someone out there who really could benefit from that. If you are the type of person who feels like you have to do certain things or act a certain way to be uh, accepted, uh, to feel valued, you have to do certain things in order for someone to notice you or be your friend or date you. Don't fall for it. You'll never be happy, and you'll end up probably in an abusive situation because that's how it starts. That's where the weakness is, and people who are abusive will look for that weakness. They look for something where they know that they can manipulate you at. And so you have to really become strong in that area. Learn to love yourself and accept yourself, and to know that the right people who are for you will come along. Hope this helps. Make it a wonderful day.